So if you purchased Gypsy Queen, you probably got one of these. Thank you for doing so. If you open it, you'll find inside 2 decks of cards, and they're slightly different from the outside. On the outside, you'll realize that one of them has a stamp and one doesn't. One has a seal, one doesn't have a seal. The one with the seal is actually this Gypsy Queen deck. The other one is just a normal deck. Well, not so normal because it's marked. They're both marked. So this is a marked normal deck, so to speak. And this is the Gypsy Queen. It's all queens with a few cards in the front. But that's how you can distinguish between the two if you want to know before you even open them. I'm going to walk you through 2 presentations, 2 ways of doing this trick. There's probably many, many more. And hopefully you explore those ways. So I'm going to walk you through the first one. Once you open the decks, you could spray them and create a rough and smooth kind of deck. So right now it's all pairs of cards that have, let's say, 10 of hearts with the Queen of Hearts holding the 10 of hearts, and the Ace of Diamonds with the Queen of Hearts holding the Ace of Diamonds, and so forth. So every pair is the Queen holding the card that's right in front of it. So if I spread through the cards right now, it spreads normally as if it's a deck of cards. Of course, not 52 cards, it's 26 at the very most, but they're all paired with their queens. All right? So I'm going to have with the help of my friend, Laura Alexander, to explain the very first one. So Laura, would you join me for a sec? Thank you for coming, for waiting. So you've seen this trick even before you know how it works. I'm going to spoil it for you, unfortunately. But for the sake of explanation, these are all different, correct? Mm-hmm. Different cards. Yeah. Now, it depends on what kind of rough and smooth you're doing. Some of them are better than others. You have to do your own exploration. Krylon sprays, maybe the sprays you can buy in a magic shop for rough and smooth. You have to find, there's also rough and stick. They all have pluses and minuses. The one I use is Krylon, and if you put a heavy coat over it, you can almost, if you're ballsy enough, say, here, take the deck and go through the deck. They're all different, correct? And look, she's spreading through it and she's not flashing all the queens that are hiding underneath. If she does, if she sees a queen, like you did right now, it's not a big deal because there is a queen in the deck. So you're not suspecting it as being a special card at this point because you're not looking for a queen. But if she sees a million queens, then it's a problem. All right? So you look them over, they're all different. I'm going to ask you to do me a favor. Go through the cards and think of one. All right? So this is one option of doing it. I can have her do it by herself, or I can take no risks and do the spreading by myself. Say, look, I'll look away, think of one card, try to trick me. Don't let me see where you're looking. I'm looking away on purpose, so I don't know where you're looking. And think of one of these cards.
Okay.
Do you have a card?
3 of spades.
Don't tell me.
Oh.
It's okay. But here's a great thing. I cannot say name any card because I don't have the whole deck. I have 26 different options. That's it. But if I say look at the cards and think of one, do you have a card right now? Do you do? I don't know that card because he didn't tell me this time. But now it's great because I can ask you this question. I like this question. Is it a card you saw or something that came from your head?
I saw it.
You did say, okay, it doesn't matter. But the point of this is that I'm creating the illusion that you could have thought of any card. Where in essence you had to choose from here, if that makes sense to you. So open your hands flat. You know, if you have a table, you can do it on the table, but I like to do it on the hands. It looks like they have more control and so forth. If I deal the cards like this in bunches, everyone on top will be a queen of hearts holding a different card. I have no idea. So say the word stop.
Stop.
Are you stopping me here or here? Sure. Again, I'm giving them options. I do like that they feel like they're in control. Wow, this is impossible. You didn't just let me stop anywhere I wanted. But he also told me if I want this or that, which is great. So which one?
This one.
This one. 4 of diamonds. How do I know it's 4 of diamonds? Because they're marked. Right here, there's a mark. It says 4D, and I know it's marked. So open your hands, and I will give you the card you stopped at. And what was the card you thought of?
7.
Of?
I can tell you.
Sure.
7 of spades.
7 of spades. Now, there's a chance you might hit it, and it will be a great, you don't have to do a thing. But you said 7 of diamonds?
Spades.
Spades. I go through and I say, remember, you could have chosen from anywhere. And what I do is I find the 7 of spades. It's in this case, it's the 3rd pair. And I can call it to the very top. Okay, so just a simple call. As I come to the 7 of spades, I call the whole pair to the very top. So now I have the queen of spades, the queen of hearts holding the 7 of spades and the 7 of spades right at the very top. I'm ready for my move. And I say, remember, I gave you this card before you said 7 of spades. And that's, I think, important to establish. And I take it and I show it. Okay? And it's wrong, correct? And people go, oh, you got it wrong. But now I'm going to switch a queen for a queen. And that's why it's so great, because it's invisible. If I switch a queen for a queen, I did a top change, I still now have the queen to their eyes. You think nothing happened, nothing changed. But the only thing that changed is the card she's holding, which is the 7 of spades. Did you know it was done that way?
Now I do.
Ah, should have not told you. So 7 of spades, correct? So now I can say, but remember, I gave you this before, you were holding it, blah, blah, blah. I create the illusion that she was holding it from the very beginning. And here it is, 7 of spades.
Remarkable.
Act surprised. Good. So in order to clarify the call, right now the cards are paired. Every card is paired with its own queen of hearts holding that same card. So when I say to the person, say the word stop anywhere you want, he stops me on anywhere he wants, and I can take either this one or this one. It doesn't make any difference, but the only thing that you need to know is once you give him the card, you want to bring that card to the top, which is the second half of that pair. And I say, what was your card? He says 9 of diamonds. I look at my mark. I make sure that I didn't hit it. If I did hit it, I'm going to be very happy about it without displaying too much enthusiasm. But when I go through the cards, I look for my 9 of diamonds. And that card I'm going to call to the very top. Just doing the Hofstadter call. As I see it, I call the card as I move them around. Turn this over. Now I have the pair right here. And sometimes if I need to, I will just, square the deck, but get ready for my switch. Show the card. Gesture a little bit and do the switch. Show the card again. 9 of diamonds is there. And now to restore, I just need to reverse these 2 cards. I say you could have taken any one of these cards. And I show that. Place this on top. And I'm back in the order that I'm supposed to be in. So for the very basic method of doing this trick, you don't need to do any gluing, any rough and smooth, sticking cards or anything like that. The cards come in mnemonica. They come in order. But that order could be changed. It could be new deck order, like the Moracle order, ace through king, and so forth. Any order that makes sense, Aronson, Tamarays, whatever you choose. The deck comes with a few cards in the very front, but you can choose to keep 1 like I do, or 2 or 3. I give you 3 different options so you can decide for yourself. Some people like to have a few more. The cards are marked, which is really going to help you locate cards. And the one thing that I change about my mnemonica is I take the ace of spades and place it right on top. So it's ace of spades, then 4 of clubs, 2 of hearts for those who know. And this will make sense to you in a second. I start like this. I swing cut the cards and hold a break. And that's the first time when I say to the spectator, can you please think of any card that you like? You have a card? And would it be fair to say, I don't know your card right now?
Right.
Go like this and take one of these cards, any one that you like. Just hold
This
it.
one?
Doesn't matter, whichever you want. Good?
Okay.
Now, don't look at it yet. She took a card. I obviously forced her the top card, which is the ace of spades. Because there is a good chance she would think of the ace of spades or queen of hearts. So I'm shooting for a miracle. This will save me switching or doing anything like that. So what's your card?
2 of diamonds.
The 2 of diamonds. She didn't go for it. I told you. Okay. But now, because I'm in stack, I know more or less I'm estimating. I'm going to the area where the 2 of diamonds is. I take every single card, and what I do, with my pinky, I pull down 1 card and I place those cards underneath it. So I basically just give it a cut, controlling the 2 of diamonds to the top. And when I say 2 of diamonds, I mean queen of hearts holding the 2 of diamonds. So I say, remember, you could throw any card, take a look at it. And boom, here's your card, and I act surprised. Whatever presentation you want to add to this. And she's going to go, no, that's not it. I said, but remember, I gave you the card from the very beginning, you were holding it. And again, the same, the gesture. I do a little gesture, and then I switch the card and I give it to her back. But again, she should not register that there was a switch because nothing happened, correct? So what was your card?
Two of diamonds.
Yeah, she's holding it. And people will, and you, this is something that David Blaine actually came up with. You say she's holding it. Everybody thinks that you're talking about her, but I'm actually talking about her, which is slightly different. No, she's holding it, she's holding it, she's holding it. And he goes, who's holding it? The queen is holding it. And then, again, act surprising. It's great, it's a miracle, it's a miracle. But now it's here. Now there are advantages and disadvantages to all the different presentations and methods I'm going to present with you. What I like about this is that the card could really be anything. Now, if you want, while everything is happening here, place the deck in your pocket, do the whole spiel, and come up with the second deck that I've provided with this set. And now you have a normal deck. Just be sure to take the Queen of Hearts out. So it's missing the Queen of Hearts. But now you have a new deck and say, hey, put it in, don't say, look, they're all different. You don't want to do that. You want to casually just maybe put it face down and splatter the cards so people see they're different. But you're not displaying the fact that you're not trying to make it into a point. You let them, if they ever suspect it, oh, they are different, okay? Now, how do you restore this? Because I've changed my, my order and I switched the Ace of Spades and now it's in the wrong spot. So one way to do it is to do, to cut the corner of the 9 of diamonds, which is my bottom card. That's my bottom card. Could be a different bottom card for you. But when I flip through, I can stop at my 9 of diamonds, Queen of Hearts holding the 9 of diamonds, and slip the Ace of Spades again. Pull the one card and put it underneath. And now when I want to put the card, the 2 of diamonds in the right spot, I say you could have taken any one of these. I close it, I hold a break, and put it in the right spot. I know it sounds like a lot of information. Let's run through it again. Here are a few tips of how you can restore the deck really fast. The first thing I do, I will take the Queen of Hearts with the 9 of diamonds, and I will cut these 2 diagonals. These could be purchased at Staples. Now this is an obvious corner short card, but I think it's good for this purpose. It's pretty much buried inside the deck. This could be dropped on the floor. Have somebody clean it after you. And now here's a scenario. As you know, I move my Ace of Spades with the Queen of Hearts on top, and then I have the rest of the cards stacked all the way to the 9 of diamonds being held by the Queen, which is second to last, and I have an indifferent card on the bottom. So that's my scenario. So before I start, I swing cut and I do this and I wait till I'm ready to force the card. And I say, please take any one of these, and I force the Ace of Spades. If you ever are confused, you have the marks to rely on, which is great. Now, I don't want to immediately do this. I want to gesture a little bit, say, please take the card, and then when I come back is when I cut the deck. So now my cover card is on the bottom, then the short card, and I'm back in stack, okay? Now, I ask the person to name any card, and he says 6 of Hearts. And again, I know more or less where the 6 of Hearts is, and I can estimate, and using the marks, I can immediately locate the card, say, you could have taken any one of these. And again, I gesture, and when I pull the card back, I will place all of these inside. So it's a cut, but I'm keeping my cover card in place. I show the card. This is the Queen of Hearts holding the Ace of Spades. If it hits, obviously I don't need to do any switches. But now I'm ready for the 6 of Hearts, and I gesture and say, remember, you had this card from the very beginning. This remains in his hand. But now I need to reset the deck. I need to take the Ace of Spades to where it belongs. So I have the shortcut, I can do that. And as soon as I feel the click, I can do that immediately, and again, do that in this. So now I've basically replaced the Ace of Spades where it belongs, and I've put the cover card in here. And in order to place the 6 of Hearts in the right place, remember you could have chosen only one of these, and I find the spot where it belongs, between this and that. In my case, 8 of Spades and the 10 of Clubs. I hold a little break, so it looks like I'm just shoving it inside the center, so I don't care. I'll run through this again. Swing cut, force the Ace of Spades, gesture, cut, what card did you want, blah, 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 8 of Clubs in this scenario, and I cut the 8 of Clubs to the top, like that, keeping the cover here. I show the card, I gesture, I switch it, Now I have the Queen of Hearts holding the Eight of Clubs. In order to place this back, I do that and immediately that. Two procedures, I'm done. I find where it goes and I'm gonna place the card where it belongs and I'm set again with my whole cards. So there are two other versions you can perform with the exact same trick, but this time you're involving two people. I'm going to have Laura play the role of two people. Do you have that personality?
Oh, sure.
Okay. So one, it's very similar to the first one, but this one is a little different because there is no mistake. With the first version, when they see the card, oh, it's a mistake. But this one doesn't have a mistake. I'll give you an example. I would say to someone, think of one of these cards, okay? Do you have one of these cards?
Mm-hmm.
So now there's one card that we don't know, and it's the fairest possible way you can have somebody think of a card. I mean, besides name a card, think of one. And now the second person, you say, you're going to touch one card, touch any one that you like, this one, memorize it, make sure you remember it. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
And then put it back, and you close it. So one card was physically chosen, maybe you want to do it reverse. One chosen, say, let's make it even more interesting. You just think of one. So two cards, you have two cards in your head right now with two different people. Same thing, say the word stop.
Stop.
This one or this one, this one, you hold onto it yourself. Don't look at it yet because if you're both thinking of the same card, that would be amazing, correct? But even if I got one of your cards, it's also amazing. So what I do is ask the first person, the one who looked at the card, and say, what was your card when you looked at it? What was it?
Four of Hearts.
Four of Hearts. The reason I asked that is because I want to get ready for my Four of Hearts. And you, sir, what did you, when you picked a card, which one did you take?
Queen of Hearts.
The what?
Queen of Hearts.
The Queen of Hearts. Four of Hearts, Queen of Hearts. Say, if I get either of yours, that's amazing. Turn it over, and they will respond to this. Unlike you, but most people will respond. Oh. They will respond to this because it is, this is not a mistake. And now I'm going to do the same thing. Again, you could have taken any one, and this was here before. And what was the card you chose?
Four of Hearts.
Four of Hearts. And funny enough,
how'd you do that?
she's, you didn't see it, you watched it, you just rewind. And now the Queen of Hearts is holding the Four of Hearts. So you get both of them. So again, if I do a recap, it's very simple. Again, same thing as far as restoring this. The first person, I say, touch any card that you like, any one that you like. This one, take a look at it. And this is a forcing deck now because it's a Popeye deck. And put it back. It remembers it has to be a queen. Open your hands. Sorry, the other person, think of one card, any one that you like. Great, open your hands. Go like this. Say the word stop.
Stop.
This one or this one.
This one.
This one. So you hold on to it yourself. I take this, and you could have taken any one of these. And now I ask the first person, the one who looked at the cards, which one did you think of?
Nine of Hearts.
Nine of Hearts. And again, I say you could have taken any one of these. I take my time here, and I look for the Nine of Hearts, and I call it to the very top. Okay, call it to the very top. And as well as the other person's card,
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts, and they see the first one, they don't react, blah, 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 and they react. I change it, and it's the Nine of Hearts, blah, 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 and
Yeah,
so
I saw
forth.
it
And
that
so.
time.
Same version, but this time with the deck that's not gaffed at all. It's the same deck that you get, all 52 different cards. I'm going to ask the first person, take the deck, cut anywhere you want, look at the card and memorize it. This way you can do that. You can say take any one, but I kind of like this. I feel like it's more fair. If you say take the cards, cut anywhere you want, look at the card from the middle quick and put it down. Perfect. And you, sir, or you, ma'am, I want you to pretend that you're cutting to a card and look at it. So go ahead, pretend you have cards and you're cutting and look at the card. Now you see a card. Oh, you like it? Okay, put it down. Same thing. It's two different people. There's a chance they might be thinking of the same card, Queen of Hearts and Queen of Hearts, and that would be a miracle. If not, that's fine too. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing. The Ace of Spades is here. I'm going to swing cut. I'll force the most common card in the deck, which is the Queen of Hearts holding the Ace of Spades. But before you commit to it, I'm going to say to you, what card did you, when you pretended to cut, which one was it?
Six of Diamonds.
And it could have been really any one of these. And again, now I look for the card and I can just cut to it, pull the card down underneath. I'm ready for the 6 of diamonds. So you want 6 of diamonds. And what was the card that you cut to?
Queen of hearts.
Queen of hearts. So you have 2, and again, no mistake. It really is the Queen of hearts, the card that the other person chose. Come a bit closer. And now I relax and I say, but remember this card was here from the very beginning, blah, 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 blah. What was the card you looked at? 6 of diamonds, and the Queen of hearts is now holding the 6 of diamonds. So with this version, there is no mistake. There's no disappointment in this, and it's a different arc for this trick. And I like both of them for different reasons. So go ahead and play with them. I truly believe this trick is open to many interpretations and applications. For example, some dual realities, influences, showing, let's say, the queen, say, this card is going to influence you to make a choice in a second. Name a card. Then you switch it to the other one and say, you know what, you thought of this card because it was in front of your eyes, but you didn't see it. All sorts of things. And to be honest, I can't wait what you guys are going to do with it. For many years, the Queen of Spades always came with that 6 of Spades, and it wasn't so clear. You kind of had to count the pips in order to realize the Queen of Spades is holding the 6 of Spades. And I think that inspired David Blaine to make every one of his Queen of Spades in his custom decks very clear. It was the 2 of Hearts, 4 of Clubs, but it was very easy to read what card it was. And because of David's decks, it inspired me to come up with my own trick with the Gypsy Queen, where I created an index basically of every queen holding every card in the deck. And really, if it wasn't for him, I would have never, I think, connected the dots and come up with this trick. So thank you, David. Another thing that I want to point out is that the only move that you really need to master, and maybe it's a little difficult, is the top change. Now, this is not the place, or I'm not the person to teach you how to do exactly a top change. Go ahead, study Roberto Giobbi's Card College. David Williamson have beautiful work on the top change. What I will do, I will just go over the attitude and a few fine points of what I think makes a deceptive top change. So with the top change, you just want to put a little bit of tension, some sort of a statement, and when you relax, that's when you bring the cards together and switch them. With mine, I just get ready for the top change by putting the tilt. It's basically pulling the card a little bit to the right, and when you scoop it back, I retain a break. And that gives me a little bit of excess to that. Now, if I just switch it like this, people can see it. But if there's a big move and then a relaxation, that's when you do it. Or you're here and you just say, look, I'm just going to put these away, and now you switched it. So this is the kind of things that make a top change deceptive, is by making it within a move, within action, as you're talking, you're gesturing with the cards. Oh, so this is the card you chose, great. This is the old da-da-da, and now you have it here. So it's bam, bam, bam. This is your card, and you relax and you place it aside, and there's no one way to do it, but it's usually some sort of tension, and when I relax is when I take this away. But one hand remains almost static at some point, and the other one is doing the action. If both move at the same time, it looks a little bit bad. So it's here, relaxing and maybe taking the cards away, or tension, relaxing, and taking this way. Think of any playing card, but make it difficult, so there's no way I know what it is, okay? All right, take any one of these cards, okay, and just hold it. Any one that you like, whichever you want. This one? Okay, hold it, but don't look at the face. Just hold it. You have to agree. You don't know what you took.
No.
I don't know your card. They don't know your card right now.
Right.
Name your card for the first time.
9 of hearts.
And you could have literally thought of any one of these cards. Is that true?
Yeah, there's no way.
It's amazing. Take a look. Isn't that crazy? This is quite crazy, huh? And it really could have been anyone, and you could keep it for sure. It's for you. And you agree?
9 of hearts?
I did say 9 of
No,
hearts.
but you agree. I gave you the card before you said 9 of hearts.
Yes.
Way before, and she's holding it. No, not you, her.
What?
Oh shit.
No!
Get the fuck out of here.
That's really dope.
I'm shocked. But you see, try to rub it. It's really on it.
No,
Try.
it kind of like my eyes were a little
See?
blurry, so I was like, is this appearing right now?
That's
But you
fucked
can't
up.
just like speak something and have it say.
This is a voice
It's a
activated
voice
card.
activated
Yeah.
card. That's what I thought.
Let me ask you a question. This is a mental kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm going to try to make you think of a specific card, and I want you to resist that. Don't let me influence you.
Got it. Okay.
So think of any playing card in the deck of cards. Any
Got it.
playing card. You have one?
Yes.
Now take one of these, but don't look at it. Just hold it, but don't look at it. Just hold it. You sure about this one?
I'm sure.
Okay. You could take any one of these. For the first time, I want you just to name the card you're thinking of.
7 of hearts.
And you agree with me, you could have really thought of any one of these.
Yep.
Now this is quite amazing because I gave you the card before you said 7 of hearts.
That's correct.
Isn't that's quite amazing? And remember, this was yours from the very beginning, and you can keep it if you want. Doesn't matter to me.
Right.
It's amazing, no?
This is not.
No, but look, hold it like this.
Yeah.
The queen is holding a card in her hand.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What the heck?
Okay, think of any playing card that you want. Any one of these is good. You have one in mind?
Yes.
Great. Take one of these cards, pull it out, but don't look at it. Just took it out, but don't look at it. Just hold. Yeah, hold it. Yeah, exactly. Don't look. Remember, you could have taken any one of these cards. For the first time, tell me the card you're thinking of.
King hearts.
And you could have really chosen any one of these, correct?
Yeah.
But you have it in your hands. You can look. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? You said queen?
King.
Oh, you said queen or king?
King.
Ah, no. You didn't say, I heard queen.
Ah.
Okay, but you mean king? So shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Now look. The queen is holding, look, she's holding one card.
뭐야?